This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Karnataka MLAs disqualification upheld by the apex court. The participants are Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Satyaprakash, journalist.
The Supreme Court has upheld the Karnataka Speaker's decision to disqualify 17 rebel MLAs of the Congress and the JDS. A bench headed by Justice N.V. Ramana, in an important verdict, has allowed them to contest the upcoming by-polls in the state. What is the importance of this verdict so far as the Karnataka politics is concerned? Because in the recent months, we have seen lots of changes in the politics because the government led by Mr. Kumaraswamy and then the BJP has formed the government. But the state in the recent past, it has witnessed political instability. How important is this verdict so far as the political stability in the state is concerned?
It is a very balanced order of the Supreme Court, because the fact remains that the Kumaraswamy government of coalition with Congress and JDS was on a very slippery ground. And in anticipation of the instability and outcome, 17 MLAs, out of which most of them were of the JDS, they were in a mood to resign. Obviously, apparently, the government would have fell. Before they could resign, the Speaker, Ramesh Kumar, disqualified them. And also disqualified them till the entire assembly life was over. So that means there could not be by-elections. Because MLAs were apparently having in mind that once we resign, within 6 months there would be by-election to those assembly seats and we can come back maybe with the support of the BJP. So this ruling of the Speaker was to deny them their right to recontest the election. So he in a way shut all the doors for any by-election to the... So disqualification was for the life of the assembly. So today Supreme Court has upheld the Speaker's right and decision to disqualify them, but not till the end of the assembly life. And they said no, they can contest by-election caused by their disqualification. And the by-elections are around the corner. The 5th of December, the by-elections are going to be held. It is advantage disqualified MLAs because now they can file nomination for the December 5 by-election and contest also whichever party they want to do. Most probably they would like to go with the BJP, contest the by-election, come back. The court said that, well, if they get re-elected, they can become ministers also. So to that extent, the court has not denied the Speaker his right to disqualify the members. That has been upheld, but the denial to the disqualified members for another 4.5 years, maybe 5 years, that has not been upheld by the Supreme Court. The disqualified members, the plea was that why disqualify us for the entire life of the assembly? We have a right to contest the by-election. So that has been upheld. So I think in a way, this judgment is a setback to the political game plan of the Congress JDS.
In fact, the filing of nominations is already on. November 11 it started and it is supposed to end on November 18 for the December 5 elections. In fact, these MLAs had resigned. But why was, instead of accepting their resignation, then a Speaker rather, chose to disqualify them?
No, I would say it was sheer politics. And in the game plan of the JDS Congress was that, well, if they want to resign, then the number of the assembly would come down and it may help them.
In fact, the assembly's total strength is 225. So after the resignation, it would have come down drastically and then the magic figure would have also come down. That would have been the issue.
The Speaker sensed the game plan of Yediyurappa, that why he is asking the MLAs to resign. Because if they resign, the number would come down and Yediyurappa with less number of seats could be able to muster support for floor test. But at the same time, or rather less than 6 months, all these MLAs would come back with contest on the BJP ticket and come back. So that was sought to be denied by the Speaker. And that was the game plan. That if we deny them throughout the life of the assembly, these people would regret having left or deserted the Congress and JDU. But now, in fact, they made a plea to the Supreme Court that please give the verdict before the nomination time is over, and that has been accepted. So verdict coming today means now the disqualified members can file nomination, contest on the ticket of BJP also, and come back and add to the tally of BJP, can even become ministers. So I think it's a win-win situation for the disqualified MLAs.
The total strength of MLAs in Karnataka Assembly is 225. At present, BJP has 105 MLAs, Congress 65, JDS 34, BSP 1, Independent 1, Nominated 1. So total strength is at present 207. Before the court was the issue of resignation, and why the Speaker did not accept the resignation and instead went ahead with the disqualification proceedings. Under Article 190, Clause 3, the Speaker is supposed to accept the resignation if it's voluntary and genuine. But the Supreme Court has held that before the Speaker accepts the resignation, the Speaker is supposed to conduct an inquiry as to ascertain whether the resignation in question is genuine and voluntary or not. If he finds that it's not voluntary or genuine, he can reject it. The important issue in Karnataka today is the MLAs who were disqualified, and Supreme Court has upheld their disqualification, they all most likely are going to join the BJP. So this kind of changing the party and rather disregarding the political ideology, how good is this for the politics in the country? There are two aspects. One is political stability. The second is ideological flip-flop. How important is this, good or bad?
Now, before that, I would like to comment on your first point which you raised. Supreme Court, the three-judge bench in its verdict has very clearly said, we are of the opinion that scope of duty under Article 193 has been discussed.
190 Clause 3.
Not making any observation regarding the merits of the disqualification. That means they have avoided the question which you have been raising.
Yes.
Because as such, there is no doubt that disqualification relates to the date when the act took place. And the Speaker in the exercise of power does not have the power to indicate the period for which a person is barred from contesting an election. They have not gone into the situation which you wanted us to discuss, that why the Speaker chose to disqualify them, rather accept their resignation. So Supreme Court has avoided going into it. That's what I said, the judgment is very balanced in the sense that Speaker's right to disqualify has also been upheld, but the time frame for which he can disqualify a member will Supreme Court has avoided to comment upon, and therefore upheld the disqualified MLA's plea that they should be allowed to contest the by-election. Now coming back to the morality of it, the moral aspect of this, etc., we can go on commenting on this, but the fact remains that politics is what it is. In fact, the three-judge bench today in its verdict has said that in a parliamentary democracy, morality is equally binding on the government and the opposition. The Supreme Court upholding the Speaker's decision to qualify the rebel, etc. The question is, it is for the lawmakers, the parliamentarians, the legislators. Question of conscience. All these things are academic, but when it comes to practical aspect of the state-wise politics, whether we take what is happening in Maharashtra or what happened recently in Karnataka, we are nobody to give them any sermons. Party politics, the way it has been conducting itself in India, going back to Haryana days when there was Ayaram, Gayaram, and therefore the anti-defection law came into force, and then there are limitations. You have to vertically split the party, half if you really want to save your membership. All these safeguards, Sarkaria Commission has laid down so many guidelines to avoid defections, so that there is smooth functioning of parliamentary democracy in India. But we know at the practical level, so we are nobody to judge them. The media, which is a watchdog in this country, has a role to teach them a lesson by creating a public opinion against the defectors. But nevertheless, politics, the way it is in India, we can only discuss these things. But MLAs are free in the sense, if they are feeling suffocated, if they are feeling that they are being denied sharing in power, etc., they would like to switch over, go from one party to another, and in that process, resignation so far was considered to be the best option. That if you resign, okay, I resign my seat, and then I will come back after contesting the election from the party which I am joining now. So therefore, this is an endless debate. We have seen even in Maharashtra what happened. The pre-poll alliance of BJP and Shiv Sena got amended to form the government. Put together, they had a majority. Shiv Sena said, no, we want the chief ministership. And if it is not coming from BJP, we will go and talk to NCP and Congress also. And pleading to Congress, making a call to Sonia Gandhi, please support us. No, where is the morality in it? Where is the ideology in it?
They have chosen not to mention their petition before the Supreme Court for urgent hearing. And they had earlier said that they will file another petition challenging the imposition of president's rule.
When they filed the petition yesterday, that governor was partisan in not granting us additional time became, the moment President rule was imposed, that petition became infructuous. So they had no option but to withdraw it. Now they may have to file another petition challenging the President rule. So they have not done anything as a way of concession because their petition became infructuous. But I'm sorry to bring in Maharashtra, but the same Shiv Sena which was claiming that we have a support of 177 MLAs, the moment we are given a chance we will form the government, and the moment they were called, invited, within 24 hours they could not get support, leave aside 177 members. So there was no question of blaming the speaker having acted in partisan manner. At the same time, Shiv Sena is still maintaining that we have the option. So whenever we have the numbers, we will go back to the governor and stake claim. At the same time, they are knocking at the door of the Supreme Court also.
There are 2-3 larger issues. Politics, as you said, it will play out the way the political parties and politicians they find convenient. But there is the Constitution it provides for a framework for politics to play out. Office of the speakers in states. It has been found that the speakers, one after other, and in one state or the other, they have been acting in a partisan manner. Result is that lots of decisions taken by the speaker, be it about trust vote, be it about in this case disqualification proceedings under 10th schedule, it gets challenged before courts, and the issues which were supposed to be purely in the domain of politics, they are getting adjudicated upon by courts. So, and in the process what is happening is the space that is meant for politics or politicians, that is getting shrunk. What do you think, this phenomenon of invariably all the decisions of speakers getting challenged before courts, high courts or the Supreme Court, and in the process courts getting into determining purely political questions in many cases, and because law as a tool to handle political issues and rather solve political problems, it will always have limitations.
Misuse of Article 356, it has been going on in this country since 1959, when first Namboodirpad government was dismissed by Congress when Nehru was the Prime Minister and Indira Gandhi was the Congress President. Since then there have been allegations of misuse of 356, but now because there is judicial scrutiny. See, arbitrarily the center, or for that matter the governor, cannot recommend President's rule. Even if he has recommended, center has enforced President rule, there is judicial scrutiny. And therefore I personally feel the provision of judicial scrutiny on the 356 is a very welcome step.
356 after S.R. Bommai verdict or Rameswar Thakur verdict in Bihar Bhuta Singh's case. 356, the misuse has been minimized. My question is regarding Speaker's decisions, because despite the Supreme Court's verdict in Kyoto Holohan, in which the Supreme Court said that a Speaker acts as a tribunal and decisions can be challenged and judicially reviewed, but despite that, my question is, why is it that Speakers invariably end up acting on a partisan line? Because this rather diminishes the importance of the high office.
Well, what you are saying is a very
ideal
academic situation and also taking a very high moral ground. But the facts remain that the politics we have in India, as I said, not from today but 1959, it is all politics oriented. So therefore political parties, particularly when they come to power, they try to keep all these levers in their own hand.
Let's hope that after the Supreme Court verdict, things get settled in Karnataka. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Karnataka MLAs disqualification upheld by the apex court. The participants were Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Satya Prakash, journalist. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You can also follow us on the News on Air app for updates. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.